Hello and welcome back to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. So let's take a look around here real quick. I have finished the Hellcat finally. It is all done. Actually, assembling the engine is really kind of neat. I really should do one of these. It's been a while since I actually did one of these in a video. I should do one again in case anybody hasn't seen that one from however long ago it was. But it's a neat engine to put together. It's nice and powerful too. And if you recall, the Ferrari 488 that I sold for it was like $270,000. This car is $378,000. So this one is like significantly more valuable. Plus it's a DLC car, which means it's all put together very well. There's no weirdness. Everything goes together right, since it was made by the developers, instead of a modder. But anyway, this one is finally finished, so I can get it out here. Now, the other cars that you see here, this is, I went to the auction house, and I found this there, and this is a Mercedes 300, and it's actually the wheels are clearly, terrible. But I think I paid something like $40,000 for it. The value right now is $51,000. Whenever I buy a car at the auction house, if you look up on the right side, there's a thing that tells you what the value of the vehicle is, and you always want to try to not spend more money buying the car than that value. And I think I paid about $40,000 for this. It's not super valuable when it's totally rebuilt, but it is kind of cool. So I went ahead and bought it, and I was surprised because I haven't done any work on it. The body, frame, and interior are all 100%. It's just parts that need work. The engine will need to be completely rebuilt. Tires and wheels need to be the wheels I'll replace because these are the stock Mercedes rims. You see the Mercedes logo there, and I've decided that the spoke rims look better on this car, so I usually swap those out. Plus, this tan is not even the factory color. The factory color is red. So, I'll do this car I'll do this car up, and I'll repaint it and sell it. And then we have, let's see, this is a Chrysler 300, which is another DLC car. I think it doesn't have a windshield in it. Yeah, it doesn't. This is a, Chrysler 300, another DLC car. I actually am not sure what I want to do with this car, because I have one like this in storage already. There are no performance parts currently for the Chrysler DLC cars, but they have listed on Steam patch notes for the next update for the game, and it includes Chrysler DLC performance parts. So I bought one of these, and I built it up with everything up to the point where I would expect to see Chrysler specific parts, the exhaust, the manifolds, the headers, and so on. Everything else is completely done. The engine block with the performance pistons and stuff are in it, but I don't know what performance parts they're going to put out for the Chrysler DLC. So this one I'll probably just build out as it is and sell it, because I don't really want to keep one of them around. And then we have, this is a Dodge Viper. And this is another one I haven't decided if I want to do another video on it because it's been a little while. But this is a really cool car, and it's really valuable, so I had to buy it. It's $48,000 now. It'll be $500,000 probably when it's done. And the car that I want to do is actually this one right here. And I should have done this before, and I didn't because I suck. Or maybe I did. I think I did take a picture of this in the Junkyard, but just in case I didn't. Anyway, this is a Jaguar E-Type, and this is one of the earliest mods that I ever put into the game, and it's a neat little car. I mean, it looks nice when it's done. It's been a while since I've actually seen one, so I decided, what the heck? Let's go ahead and pick this up. It shouldn't be too difficult to do reasonably quickly. And yeah, there's a radiator there. It'll probably have a fan on it. Yep, radiator fan housing. Okay, we'll see. It's got the right hand. It actually has the right-hand drive too. I need to look and see which seats and steering wheel it actually has. Seat Typhoon and steering wheel 3. There we go. Keep forgetting that you can't just hit escape to get out of there. I also cleared out my inventory. You may or may not have noticed. I cleaned out all the junk. I have now 3 extra. I know now that I have 3 extra barn find maps to do, and then I'll get everything. I think it might be 4 actually, but get all that straightened out. It stopped making me feel all angsty, knowing that my inventory was messed up. Oh, okay. That didn't do what I thought it would. I guess I'll put Jaguar. There. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this up stock. There. That should be everything. I need to get my equipment moved over there so that I can clean it up, and we'll get a better feel for what it actually looks like. This color is the factory color. Yeah, I think I like that. That's a good blue. I think we'll stick with that. Oops, I was going to get rid of these parts. See if I can repair the brake servo. Yeah, there we go. Need to get the fuel tank and the power pump, the fuel pump. This actually, I'm not sure if this car has a front plate or not. I never can remember. And if it doesn't have a front plate, I'll just throw the extra plate on one of the other cars that's waiting. Never do this. When you come into this store to get a fuel tank, don't search for fuel, because you'll get all this stuff. Search instead for tank. And that'll get you exactly what you want. You don't have a fuel tank, do you? Yep. It doesn't have a fuel tank. After all that. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm sure the fuel tank will be put to good use somewhere else. Look, it does have a front plate. Alright, that should be... Yep, body, frame, and interior 100%. Perfecto. That's not what I wanted. It looks so much better with a hood on it. Yeah, that is really nice. I like that a lot. I don't remember if there's any. Yeah, there aren't any. What about if I do something silly? No. That just makes it look like a jelly bean. Pearl, matte. Yeah, we'll stick with that. That's a really good color. I like that. Could probably stand a little bit more saturation. Make the color a little bit richer. Whoops. But yeah, I can live with that. I think we will try and reuse these wheels too. The spoke rim is one of my favorites on a vintage car like this. And we can chrome those things out and they will look freaking gorgeous. And we'll performance it up too. It's got the straight 6-cylinder engine that's the same one that's in the Aston Martin DB5. In the mod, rather. It's not the same engine, obviously, in the real car. But I think the performance should be comparable. This engine, let's see, there's no oil pan. There usually isn't. There is a head on it, though. So there's actually a bit more on this engine than you usually get in a junkyard car. This is always my least favorite rear end to take apart because there's so much to it. I mean, the coil spring and the leaf spring are super easy, but the one with the suspension arms is just stuff after stuff after stuff. But it looks so good when it's assembled, though. So it's kind of a catch-20. Well, no, catch-22 is probably the wrong word. It certainly is the wrong metaphor. But it's like, man, I hate taking these things apart, but I love how they look when they're all back together again. Okay, and I'm going to go through here and process out the stuff that I need to throw away. There's 16 of these bushings. There's 8 of each kind. Probably repair that one caliper. Maybe that one too. Not those though. And the discs and pads are junk, so flush them. Of course, 8 of each of these. For suspension, I'm going to need the spring, the rear cap, the rear spring, and the rear spring cap. Also going to need the rear shock absorbers. I'm not sure which ones. But I can get rid of this and this and this and this, and that, and that. So rear shock absorber A. And rear sway bar B, that's a good thing to remember. That drive shaft is 12%. Probably not going to get that back. We'll try though and we'll see. We'll get our clutch parts. I always see people do this, but if you just click gearbox here, it'll take you to exactly what you need. You don't have to search for clutch or flywheel or anything. It just goes right there. That's not what I wanted. I want to go in here and get the i4 RWD gearbox. We'll make a stab at repair. The original one was orange. So it's probably repairable. That's probably repairable too, and that's probably repairable. It was a rear wheel hub, 2 bearings, and a wheel hub 3. Okay, that's everything that I know. Let's see. The rest of this stuff is potentially repairable. Well, let's wait. And let's dismount these wheels. See if we can repair the rims. 22% on that one. %38 on that one. That's good. We should be able to repair both of these. Got hung up on that box. I saw something fail there. Oh, darn it. I thought I repaired both of those, but I didn't. Okay, so we repaired the gearbox. I always like to do this because $375 for a clean one is better than like $30 for scrap. Alright, so tires are 215, 60, 15. I'm going to go with better tires on this because it's going to be more powerful than it was. 15-inch rim retro 12. Okay, so then we need rear axle knuckle housing A. Oh, drive shaft. Wonder if it's all in here. No, it's probably in suspension. Rear axle knuckle housing A. There it is. And then those suspension arms were the upper and A. And a rear drive axle. Just need to get those rims chrome. Get the tires mounted, and we can reassemble the back end. Get an idea of what it's going to look like when it's finished. This is the repaired one. You can always tell because they come out black like that when they're repaired. New ones, on the other hand, are always going to be fully bright white. Oh, that looks so good. I love how these look when they're chrome like this. I'm going to wait for this one to finish, and I'll start the other one going. I always like to get those bushings installed on the rear crossmember. I always like to get those installed right away, because if I forget one, then I have to find it again later. It's super maddening. Just about drives me nuts when I finish buttoning up a car and I think I'm done, and I look at the sheet and the part list is like 99% because I forgot to put a bushing on somewhere. Almost there. Come on. I swear, sometimes fighting the camera in this thing really frustrates me. For the most part, the camera controls are very good. You don't have a problem maneuvering around and seeing what you need to see. But every now and then you get stuck in a position where you can't get to the right place to see something, and that makes you want to tear your hair out. That looks really, really good. Yeah, I'm super happy with that. This car is going to look amazing when it's done. There's no front cross member, so that means I won't need to get as many bushings as I normally would. The upper and lower suspension arms have 2 each, so that means there's going to be 8. Normally with a front cross member that adds 4 more to that number. Since we don't have one, that's not going to be a problem. Whoops. Ended up going right through the radiator there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and yank the engine. Ah! Gets stuck on a car. Actually, that looks pretty good too. I don't know what the frame members look like on a Jaguar E-Type, but this looks pretty decent. And when the engine goes in there, it looks like it's meant to be there. Okay, so now I need to do some more processing of junk parts. 8 bushings. Let's take a look at these. 39%, 38%, 34%. I'm still just going to nuke them. Tie rods and sway bars, all that stuff needs to go away. Those are all sway B. And the front wheel hubs, yeah. Front sway bar B, sway end link B. It's always going to be B though, because A is only used if you have the front shock absorber A. Let's see, brakes. And double wishbone shock absorber. Get those wheels dismounted, see what those rims are. 22% on that one. I mean, that's borderline. We should have a shot at repairing it. But that other one was the other one that broke was around that level, and it died, and it didn't work. Did I get that? No, I guess I did. Okay. All right, so these can go. And boy, once I cleared out all the non-repairable stuff, it left us with just a little bit. 13, probably not. 21, maybe. 215, 60, 15 again. You know, I didn't verify last time that I got the right size tire. I just assumed, but we'll hope that they were correct. Okay, I saw something fail there. One of the rims. Okay, upper and bottom. Let's see, suspension arms. Gotta put the car back up. Okay, and once again we'll get these chromed out. And then get those bad boys mounted and balanced. Okay, wait for that one to finish. Get the other one going. Now I'm going to need that front exhaust section, but I can't put it in. Can't put it in with the engine. If it's in, you can't take the engine out. And I have to wait till the engine is in to put it back on, to put it on. But that's a part I can buy in the performance store anyway. You can see over there, that other wheel is done. Looking sharp. Yeah, I'm super happy with how that's coming out. Looks like something Michael Caine would be driving. There we go. Looks like a real car now. I was just thinking I should have a starter. Front exhaust section I6. I'm gonna need I6 stuff, but I'll wait for that. Let's get this stuff taken apart here. Okay, a lot of that stuff I just took off is not repairable. But I just want to run through real quick and try to repair a few of those things. I'm not going to use them. $100, $40. That's barely worth doing. So alternator. The side draft carburetors are in here. Oh, ignition stuff. Forgot about that. I can't remember if this thing has an ignition coil. Nope, that's the V8 one. I don't think it does, but it might. I never can remember until I'm actually doing it. I6, that's the wires. Oops, that's the wrong store. There were no clips, so I need to buy a couple of them. And then the I6 timing stuff, actually, because I know I'm going to need 2 of those and that. The sprocket and the, let's see, the oil filter the oil pan, the sprocket, the chain, and the timing cover. Oh, and the water pump, because there wasn't one on the engine. So that can go, that can go, that can go, that can go. All of these things can go, because I bought replacements. And then we have, this engine has like 20 of these camshaft caps. There's one there too. So yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 of those. And I need 6 spark plugs. Two camshafts here, engine head, spark plugs, and pistons. Gonna need the valve cover. There it is. I guess the engine head cover, since the well, it's not an overhead valve, but it has internal I6. Let's see, the I6A and I6B. I'm trying to remember if there's a performance power steering pump. I'm actually drawing a blank, which is bizarre. So that's not repairable. That's not repairable. That's not repairable. Let's see if we can repair any of these things and then sell them. Yeah, that's not bad. So that's worth $100 repaired, and that's worth $475 repaired. That's definitely that's the reason why you would do that kind of thing. You just have to be careful. Make sure you don't accidentally put in something that you didn't want to. And we don't have a full complement of bearings down here either. We'll have to keep an eye on those and figure out what. We'll try and repair what we can, and then have to replace at least one of the crankshaft bearings, and which I think there's a piston that doesn't have a connecting rod bearing, so we'll have to buy at least one of each, and then whatever we are able to repair or not repair. I want to flush the old pistons and rings here. So there's only 3 of those. I don't think we were able to repair that block. No. Okay, I lost count of what was what. So we have 3 of those and 2 of those. So that means, like, I think there are 4 of these in this engine. So I think that's 4 of each of the caps, and it might be 5 though. I buy 4 of these, and then I need the i6 engine block. What's the scrap value for that? $119. It's okay though, I mean, they don't have performance engine blocks in the game. Though they kind of should, I think. That's really only for like racing engines if they make them out of magnesium or something. Oh, I didn't get enough of these. I need 5. So there are 5 of them. God, it's been a while, I think, since I've done one of these. Because I did a lot of them. I did a ton of cars that had this engine. Particularly the DB5 mod uses this engine. And I had a lot of it, like I thought, burned into my brain. But apparently not. The only one that I have for certain, well, I know for certain, like the V8 engine, is 3 crankshaft caps and 8 rod caps. Everything else after that is kind of, well, the rod caps are easy because you know how many pistons you're dealing with. Whether it's a V6 or an I4 or a V12, you know how many pistons you've got. But some of these vary. I think even the V12 has 5 crankshaft caps, and it has twice as many pistons as the i6 does. Okay. I actually didn't mean to jump that far back. I love that these things are visible. For a second there, I was having a little bit of a panic attack, wondering if I had bought enough of these, but I did. And it's gonna, I think after I put these on, it's gonna let me put the valve cover on. Yeah, see, I don't want to do that yet. That doesn't make any sense. See, now it makes sense to put the head cover on. And we're almost there. Distributor, rotor, and the wires and the clips, and it will be. I think this will be the end of assembly here. Let's make a quick turn around the engine and make sure everything looks like it should. And I think we're good to go. Okay, I gotta leave the hood up because actually I remembered something I needed to buy. Because I need those i6 exhaust manifolds. Because this is, I have to put it up to install these pieces. I can't install the starter from here. I have to install the starter and the manifolds from the engine bay. Ah, hung up on the lift. And that should be it. We should be all finished now. Yep, she's 100% across the board. Perfect. That's what we like to see. And now we can test it out. I think this engine is like 340 or something upgraded. Probably not that much. I think it's a function of the mod, because I'm pretty sure in the DB5 this comes up at like 340, but in this car it shows 297, and it's the exact same engine. Oh, the Mercedes is over there. Actually, this is not really a bad contrast here. A couple of classic European style sports cars here. I want to move you over there, and that sticks out really far. Yeah, our head is sticking through the roof. Yeah, this thing is really not put together well. I mean, look at that gap right there. You can see straight through the engine to the engine compartment. I think the glove compartment is there I don't know if there's actually a glove compartment in this thing or not. Clearly there's an open space there. I have no idea what these really look like in real life. I do know that your head shouldn't be sticking through the roof. Oh yeah, from here. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was. That hood. I don't know what you call that. This body, this molding right here. Actually, I see something clipping through there. The oil cap. Yeah, the oil cap is clipping through there, and so is the corner of the valve cover. Maybe it wouldn't be as noticeable. There is another version of this mod that's in carbon fiber. And I didn't notice that before in that one, but it's black. It might be less noticeable on that kind of body style. Okay, let's test this thing. Probably do about 150, but that's fine. And actually the Mercedes is probably drivable, but we'll take the E-Type. I'll never get over this sitting there with your head sticking through the roof. The color looks good though. I mean, it's still a really good looking car, and the chrome wheels set it off really beautifully. So yeah, I mean, it's not perfect in terms of the way the model is built. That really looks dumb, the way that sticks down. But it's a nice looking car, and it should be pretty easily controllable here too. drifting slightly to the right. There's an in-game car, the Sakura GT20 I think it's called, that is clearly inspired by this. And I haven't done one of them in quite a while. Not even going to get 120, I don't think. Oh yeah, we are. Fourth gear, 122. There we go. 123 is maxed out. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so she's all done. Let's take a look at how much it's worth. 55 grand, 11,000, so 66. Yeah. I think I paid about 8,000 for the wreck in the junkyard. Not certain. That may be generous. But I don't think I paid a whole lot of money for it. So 66,000 for a complete rebuild certainly seems worthwhile to me. And it's always nice to put out a nice classic car as opposed to a big old beefy muscle car, you know, like over there. But we'll go ahead and sell this. And that will wrap this one up. So, like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this 300. I'll probably just fix it up and get it out of here, because I don't have any desire to keep one of them. The Viper, I have a Viper in my collection, so this will be fixed up and sold. And I have a 300 in my collection as well. This one, like I said, like I mentioned before, this one just needs the parts rebuilt. So I can rebuild that, probably not spend a whole lot of money on it, and get a decent payment out of it, because this was, like I said, this is an auction house car, and I paid about 40 grand for it, and I think it goes for like 60 or 70, maybe 80 grand, something like that. I don't recall. I could pull mine out of the garage and look. In any case, yeah, we'll figure out something to do next time. So, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you here for our next Junkyard adventure. Whoops. So on that note, bye for now.